If you wish, yeah. John's going to do both of us at the same time to save his legs. John's a geographer who's talking about Mission Explore Food and is currently working on a book about the use of solar taxonomy in his geography class.
Okay, so I'm so chuffed. The Google Forms, the top right one over there was explained to us. I'll save a bit of time in this here. So what I'm going to go through is literally what's described in that middle there for a few connectors, which is connecting half hexagons, which is like part of solar taxonomy skill. I'm not going to talk through what solar taxonomy is. If you go on my blog on Twitter, you'll find out links to that which explains all about solar taxonomy. But what I get students to do is to basically link two hexagons together, like a question with an answer, and what will be on the back of that hexagon is a QR code. So when they connect that code together, they then scan that with their smartphone or with an iPad. That will then send them to a Google form, which I'll create with a series of questions. And like what you saw already, they're all pre-marked, pre-answered, so then I can check how well they've done in their little form, and it will then put it into a spreadsheet so I can check the answers and see if they're getting the basic facts right. The whole reason why I'm doing this is because I want to improve extended writing, especially for like GCSE and A level. And what I've got on the bottom left hand here is basically it's a little hot map, which is what I want the kids to then do with the hexagons, which is basically just to piece them around to say describe a feature or look at advantages, disadvantages. So all of the answers are, is that an advantage? Is it a disadvantage? And they've got to put it around the hexagon. Then, what the students then do is once they've got their hexagons around like advantages, disadvantages, describe, explain, opinion, they'll then go out and then write their extended bit of writing. And that's basically one little bit I've found that has really improved student structure in their writing. So they'll build the hexagons around one core theme, then the next paragraph will be another theme, the next paragraph will be another theme, and I just found it's really, really improved their writing skills. Okay? That's my first sort of one. So that's taking my Google Forms a little bit further to then actually use it as a writing tool. Okay? That's my first bit. Basically, what I've got is the whole process explained as well, so kids if you didn't quite pick up on that. I'll put that on the board. I'll put it in the right. Right, now this, I've basically used these two things about ZBox. ZBox is basically, it's just a like social media way of interacting with Twitter with a video. And what you're going to see is one, I was watching Great British Bake Off, actually we all love now, Great British Bake Off. But I actually use it for videos in class. But, that's a big key point, I want to flip the classroom. I don't want to show an hour of video in my class, I want the kids to do that at home. The kids have got a theme, so two of the kids, they'll be looking at one aspect of the divorce hats. They might be looking at the red hat, negatives. In that video, I want you to be thinking about negatives. And in ZBox, you're going to be tweeting about all the negatives that you see in that video. Then, let me sort of play this so you can see exactly what I mean. So this I've just recorded as a screencast on my iPhone. So it's called display record, which actually does. So the kids would go into ZBox, and what they would then see is the program that I want them to watch. So, I mean, this isn't what I was them to do. They'd search the TV guide, and they would find the program which I've asked them to find, which is, you know, this occasion to Great British Bake Off. Good old Brendan, He's so logical. What they would then do is they would click into the tweet area once they've read a bit about, spiel about the program. What's the program all about? So I've actually got my A-level kids, they've just done China on 4 wheels. Did anyone see that program? China 4 wheels. So what the kids would see is that they would see tweets about some stars. I might actually star a couple of messages I think they're really, really good. They're going to be really useful in class. I record the whole thing. Oh, I just saw the second one. It won't let me email my iPhone 5 a minute at a time. This second part. Well, basically, okay then, once I started seeing what the tweets are about, and once they've seen what my thing's about to go on, it's about negatives, so I'm going to tweet about negative. So, should be she, bad language. So she struggled last week, Danny. I'm really hoping, she's going to do really well this week. But think about it in the programme. If you think it's looking at negatives in the programme, then they can put that in the tweet. It's going to be recorded. So then in the classroom, instead of just watching for an hour in silence, I'm watching a video. No interaction. The kids aren't doing it, they're just watching it. What the kids would be doing in class is they've looked at the video at home, they've got this feed of all of their recorded tweets, and what we then use in class is that, well, okay, we're going to analyse our work. Higher order thinking skills, like what was discovered in the flipped classroom in that presentation earlier. They would analyse, they'd look at all the work that people have done. Okay, well, what were the negatives of the programme? What did you find out? What are the positives? Was there anything you can think about this programme? And then some might be describing, so some might be describing some geography, they might be describing the physical, some might be describing human, some might be describing environmental problems. And then finally what we'll do is that we would evaluate the whole programme. What did we get from the programme? And that's how I'm getting kids to use Z-Box, which basically just making videos a lot more interactive, so that when we get in the classroom and they're doing stuff, we're not just simply watching low skill. Thank you very much.